Hey there, SEMC family. It's a Thursday update. I hope that you're doing okay. Just want to bring you a couple little things from the rooftop, our view over the city. I've been thinking a lot about a number of things over the course of these days, that's for sure. But what's happening in our city is of pretty high importance. I want to give you a couple of things really to be thankful for. One is we have been receiving a number of calls for help from families in our community, specifically through St. Clair Child and Youth, and that's because of our relationship with them over the last several years in providing bins for students aging out of foster care and heading out on their own. And so we've been able to help a few families already, and looks like there's going to be more to come over the course of the next little while, so thank you for that. The other thing that we've been able to do in our community this week is we sent some flowers to Landmark Village on behalf of our church family, just to let them know that we're praying for them and to provide encouragement to the staff and the residents that are there. They have had 4 deaths as a result of COVID-19 within that community this week, and that is a tough thing to deal with, not only for the residents and their families, but also for the staff. And so those are a couple of things that we've been able to do this week. As it relates to all of this, our commitment to pray for and encourage one another is huge. I can let you know that our brother Bob Roberts, we need to continue to pray for him, and for Jim and Sue Nelson. For Bob, he was taken back to hospital today, and so that's obviously a tough situation, and we want to continue to support them in prayer, and made more difficult because they can't get into the hospital to be with them either. And lastly, I really just want to bring you this devotional thought from Isaiah chapter 61. It's words that Jesus quoted when he stood up in the synagogue. That's written for us in Luke chapter 4. He says, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives, and release from darkness for the prisoners, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all who mourn, and provide for those who grieve in Zion, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, and the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair." And then I think about what's God's good news for us? How can we bring God's good news to our community? I think in particular of those last 2 phrases. The Spirit of the Lord has been given to us to come alongside people in our community who are grieving and who are mourning. And so this is what we need among ourselves, certainly, how we can be of help to one another, but also to our friends, our neighbors, our family members that we're unable to see, our co-workers, to be able to meet them with the presence of God's peace, to allow them to empathize with them, to demonstrate compassion to them in their mourning and their grief. A lot of us are missing our normal, and that is to be expected. But we're also now beginning to grieve as this virus takes more effect in our community, and in particular within our church family. And so thank you for continuing to reach out to one another amongst us as a church family. Thank you for your generosity towards others through some of our community agencies. And thank you for the way in which you are upholding each other in prayer. In particular today, we think of Bob Roberts. We think of Anna Riley, who's isolated at home and recovering. And also for our healthcare workers who are laboring in and out of, and others in essential service workers who are laboring in and out every day amidst all of this. And so I'd love to be able to check in with you tomorrow night at 7:30 via Zoom. The link will be posted on our Facebook page, and it'll be available also through our e-bulletin that'll come out tomorrow. Hope all is well. We're praying for you. Thank you for your encouragement and prayer. God bless. See ya.